One day, Philip was sulking in his siding. Thomas had just come in with his coaches and he saw the disappointed engine. "Philip, what's wrong?"
"Oh, it's awful, Thomas. Sir Topham Hatt isn't happy with me because I derailed Golden's coaches. I feel like a very silly engine."
Thomas laughed.
"It's not funny."
"Actually, it is. It reminds me of something I did when I was young. Before I had my branch line and was painted blue, I was a station pilot, just like you. I helped push trucks and coaches around the yard, and get trains ready for the bigger engines. However, because of how young I was, I didn't know any better, and I was cheeky and showed off. One day, Gordon had been super rude to me, and I wanted to pay him out. I then proceeded to take the coaches out on a journey to show I could do the express one as well as Gordon. But I didn't realize how fast I was going, and the coaches derailed on the points. Needless to say, no one was happy with me afterwards. It took a long time before I could be trusted again, but just know that your incident could have happened to anyone, and it hasn't been the first time it happened."
"Wow, Thomas. Being a cheeky engine? I couldn't believe it."
"I see that you've thought about your actions," said Sir Topham Hatt.
"Yes, sir, and I'm truly sorry and deeply regret them."
"It's good to see that you have matured, so I guess I can trust you with the new engine." James was grumbling. He had to get his own coaches and was very cross about it. "Why should a splendid red engine like me have to fetch my own coaches instead of a little engine? They can get them James had been clumsy and was very surprised. "Oh no, my beautiful coaches! Now I'll be in trouble and won't pull the train!" James went away to fetch the breakdown train. Soon the coaches were being put back on the rails, but Sir Topham Hatt wasn't very pleased. "James, do you know who has done this?" "Henry did it! I saw him smash the coaches off the rails!" "Henry, I would like a word with you." Henry had been shut up in the shed all day, but James was pleased. "I got to pull Henry's Express today. People like me, that's for sure." "Well, I don't like you," said Henry. "And I don't like engines when they lie to me," said a stern but familiar voice. "What do you mean, sir?" asked James. "And I found out who the real culprit was thanks to an engine's crew. That was your crew, James, and they have told me everything. I am not pleased. You will do exactly what Henry did today. Sit in the shed." "Does this mean I can pull trains tomorrow, sir?" "Yes, and for a while. I think James can fetch your train neatly before spending the day in the shed. Won't you, James?" "Yes, sir. Sorry, sir." "Good. That's settled. Good night, engines." "I hope you don't play your blame game again, unless you want me to push you into the turntable well." Yeah, good night." And the engines went to sleep all happy, except for James. Duck hurried into the station. Once again, he was late. "My oh my, Duck, you really need to be on time," said Toby, "or Sir Topham Hatt will cancel your service." "I try to," replied Duck, very tired. "But the signals on my branch line have been acting up." "Just maybe be a bit faster then. It wouldn't help, right?" Duck left to swap around and thought of Toby's words. He was still thinking about them on the way to Callan Station. Maybe he means to go so fast that I don't need to stop at the station. Duck then looked back at his coaches and had an idea. Later, Donald was pulling a goods train. He was waiting for the signal to become green, and when it did, a flash of green went by. "What the?" The flash of green was Duck. He wasn't going to be late today. He raced past stations and had the slip coaches detached as he went past each station. Finally, Duck arrived at Nashville 5 minutes early. Sir Topham Hatt was waiting. Duck knew he was in trouble. "Sir, I know what you were going to say, and I'm sorry. I just didn't want you to cancel my service, and—" "It's all right, Duck. You've actually arrived early. I approve your methods, but, please obey railway safety laws. You've broke many of them, and I'm not very happy about that." I'm sorry, sir. I promise I won't do it again. Thank you, Duck. And with that, Sir Topham Hatt went back to his office. Duck was very pleased to learn that his service wouldn't be cancelled. Many engines on the island of Sodor love their paint jobs. While some engines are content with their shiny coats of paint, some aren't, which is why the controllers of the railways of Sodor send their engines for repaints if they aren't happy. Gingy and Pug were some of these engines. Their original paint job represented their original railway before coming to Sodor. However, they weren't fans of it, so Sir Topham Hatt sent them to Crovan's Gate for some fresh new paint. They were still black, but now had bold yellow letters that read LMS. It was supposed to memorialize the company that had made them. "Our old paint job was nice," said Gingy to Philip and Hunter, "but this one honestly looks so much better." "Aye," agreed Pug. "It makes us look more pleasant." But it wasn't just the standard gauge engines getting updates. Peter Sam was at the station when he heard Ivo Hugh's whistle, but the engine that arrived at the station seemed to confuse him at first. "Who are you? Are you a new engine?" Oh no, I'm the same Ivo Hugh. I just got a new paint job." "Oh, but, why purple?" "It just seemed right. After all, I feel that it completes the rainbow of engines we have on our little railway." And the two laughed. "Honestly, looking at it now, purple really looks good on you." "Thank you. I feel it suits me too." Just then, the guard's whistle blew, and Ivo Hugh whistled goodbye to Peter Sam. One morning, Henry was tasked with taking the express. Once the guard's whistle blew, Henry was off. But as he started off, it seemed that he left 2 coaches at the platform. The guard blew his whistle and waved his red flag, but Henry was now too far to hear any of it. Now the coaches were stuck and needed to be taken to Henry fast. Hunter was just shunting some trucks when the yard manager came up. "You need to catch up to Henry. They'll stop him at a station, but those passengers need to get to their destination." "Right away." So Hunter buffered up and quickly hurried away once the guard's whistle blew. Henry was fast and had noticed a slight change of weight in the coaches. "It feels like I'm pulling a feather." Nonetheless, he kept on puffing. Hunter was on his tail, though. He dashed along the line, hoping Henry would stop anytime soon. "Can't that big buffoon stop anytime soon?" At last, Henry was flagged down at Wellsworth and was explained the situation. Finally, Hunter arrived with the rest of the coaches. Henry felt quite embarrassed. "I'm sorry, Hunter. You did well to get this far." "Thanks, Henry." Henry recollected the other coaches and was on his way. With that, Hunter returned to the yard. One thing was for sure, he wanted a long drink of water when he got back. Edward had arranged to meet with Diesel again after their last conversation. Once another train was set to go to Wellsworth, Diesel took the train to the yards. Edward was waiting. "Hi, Diesel. Feeling better?" "No, I'm still off." "I can see why. Anyways, if I remember correctly, the story goes that you saw one of your siblings being scrapped, correct?" "Yes, and it hasn't left my mind. I still see a clear image of it to this day." "All right. If I may ask, why did you do what you did at the cement works? Fergus told me everything." "I don't know. I just thought causing trouble would help me forget about it. That clearly didn't work." "No, it didn't work. And I'm the only engine who knows about it, right?" "Yes, you." "Hello, Edward. What did you need to see me for?" "Ah, Berko. Perfect timing. Diesel, I feel Berko here could help you out. He's a part of a failed class of engines, and he's one of the only survivors of his class. Please, tell him everything." Reluctantly, Diesel did. "Oh my goodness, Diesel. That's way too much for one single night. Listen, though. I am a part of the class of engines who failed on the mainland, and I remember hearing about my favorite brother being scrapped. I cried for several days, but I feel that getting to know the engines here and becoming a friend in their eyes will help tremendously. Having friends really helped as I was able to feel like I had so much support. And another thing? Tell the fat controller about how you feel. He always understands. What do you say, old boy? Edward asked. Diesel pondered. He stayed silent for a while, which worried the other engines. All right, I'll try. That's the spirit. So Diesel did what Boko said. The other engines were quite surprised with what he said, but everyone gave him their full support. When he told Sir Topham Hatt, he relocated Diesel to Vickerstown Yards so he could get away from the scrapyard. He is quite the hard-working engine now, and remembers that, when times are tough, he always has his friends to rely on. The summer season was over, and that meant the ice cream train wouldn't be around until next summer. The leaves fell off the trees, and the fields changed from yellow stubble to brown earth. It wasn't long after that before the snow came down. Now that the snow had taken over the island, everyone was cold. Percy had noticed this change, and saw some people on the platform freezing, waiting for their train. He puffed into the yards at Knapford, and saw Old Slow Coach, looking sad.
What's the matter, Coach? The snow looks beautiful, doesn't it?
It does, but now that summer isn't around, I'm no longer useful again. People don't want popsicles or ice cream during the winter. They want warm things.
Like hot chocolate, or tea, or coffee,
added Percy.
I know. Why don't I ask Sir Topham Hatt if we can use you for delivering those warm things to the passengers?
That would be lovely. Thank you, Percy. Soon enough, Percy asked Sir Topham Hatt, and he agreed. And once again, Percy and Old Slow Coach were on the rails, delivering warm treats and festive delights to the passengers. Like in the summer, it was a great success, and Old Slow Coach is happy to be useful all year round. Bertie the Bus is a great friend and a friendly sight to Thomas's branch line. Everyone always loves to see him as he helps with passenger traffic. But one day, Bertie wasn't having a good day. His radiator overheated, which left him out of action. Toby came to pick up his passengers, while Thomas came to take him to the bus shed on his next train. Cheer up, Bertie. It's not all that bad. You wouldn't know how difficult today has been, Thomas, scoffed Bertie. Well, I'm having a difficult day too, sympathized Thomas. Clarabelle's brakes aren't working, so now that she's in the works, I need to find another coach, which will ask Toby at the top station for Henrietta. Don't feel bad. We all have difficult days. Bertie agreed with that. But when Thomas arrived, Toby was hesitant. Sorry, Thomas. Henrietta and I are going to the quarry to pick up workmen. No time to loan her to you, I'm afraid. Then what will I do about a coach? My train leaves in 15 minutes. What about Bertie? He's not conventional, but he'll have to do. What? I can't. I'm not working. You don't have to be. As long as people can sit in you, it should be fine. Sorry, Bertie, but I don't have much of a choice. At least you will be really useful. All right. But you owe me a race when I'm repaired. You're on. Thomas was soon coupled to Annie and Bertie, and he was on his way. People marveled at the sight, and the passengers found it very exciting. Soon Thomas arrived at the big station and took Bertie to the bus shed. Bertie, even though he hated it, didn't mind it in the end, and smiled as he went back to the bus shed. When he returned from being mended, Bertie was ready and raring. Oh, Thomas, you did say you owe me one. All right, Bertie. Once my guard's whistle blows, we'll get going. And that's exactly what happened.